All right, here we have a nice surface grinder set up here to show you. It's a Mitsui, and this is a 3-axis grinder, meaning that you have automatic cross feed, longitudinal, as well as your vertical down feed. The machine is currently wired for 220, 230 volts AC. It has a over-the-wheel dresser, diamond dresser with the micrometer adjustment. It uses a standard 7-inch wheel with a 1 1/4 inch bore. Got a coolant system here, Gray Mills coolant system with some baffles in there. Also a OS Walker Smart B electronic chuck controller, as well as a fine pole, fine division Walker chuck on here. I'm not sure of the model, I think it's the LBP. And of course a digital readout. So, and over here we have a hydraulic system. And here's the operator's panel. You got your power light on, your e-stop, your spindle start, your hydraulic, your coolant. You wrap it up and down, your different modes, plunge feed, surface grind, feed on one side, feed on both sides, automatic down feed start, and the amount of your down feeds, and your spark out times. So it's all pretty elementary. So I'm going to start the spindle so you can hear that. That's very quiet. The hydraulics, it's also very quiet. You have a rapid elevation, up. Now he's got one of these handles that you can flip like that, or down. Well, we start the table. This can be disengaged. Start the table, and we bring in the cross feed. What do we do to bring in the cross feed? We have the cross feed, the automatic cross feed. And, oh, here we go. So you have a potentiometer here that you open and close to make that more or less of a feed. Also has a, for when you use this by hand, has a fine feed dial on the top so you can feed up against the shoulder. Down over here, above the electrical cabinet, is where you set your dogs to adjust the length of the stroke of the saddle, how far you go back and forth with it. And when we start the down feed, when you get the green light on, this is going to turn. That's it right there, it turned. So it turns, I'm going to shut it off for a minute so I can turn it, bring it closer to 0, start it again. So it'll feed its way down to 0. And over here on the surface you have incremental or continuous. So if you wanted, you could have the saddle run continuously, not stepping. Not sure how you start that going. Oh, there you go. So now it just moves continuously, never stops. But it still feeds. Some people grind like that, but most just use it the other way, which is the incremental way. And so this worked its way down to 0, or it should in the next feed here, and then you'll see the light will go out. Or it just stops feeding. In this case, it just stops feeding. Also has, you have to back this off to stop it, so you can back it off, and you have a plunge grinding mode. Once I put it in plunge grinding, the saddle is automatically disengaged. This goes down to 0. It's at 0 now. It stops. And it's up to the operator to stop the machine. Oh, I'm wrong. It stops itself. You also, I think we went over this. So OS Walker controller. You have your on to magnetize it. You have your release. It's going to go through a cycle there. You have a residual to take some of the residual magnetism out of the workpiece, or you can be in the variable mode so you don't have full power on the workpiece. So that's it. That's the Mitsui 3-axis automatic. I believe this is called an MHD. This is a 8x18, not a 618. This is an 818, and that's about all. Thank you very much.